Once again, we're talking about Call of Duty 2026, Modern Warfare 4, and the new leaks surrounding it actually look interesting. Of course, in the Call of Duty cycle, we're always thinking years and years ahead, but we keep getting new Modern Warfare leaks literally every other week or so now, and I think it is a good break between the negative Call of Duty 2025 leaks to sort of spur discussion in between, as this game is going to be the only one from recent years that will hopefully have a proper development cycle, uninterrupted by things going wrong or other projects. And speaking of COD 2025, there was a recent leak that the cutscenes actually got added into the files of the Call of Duty HQ, and I posted a video a few days ago just giving a spoiler warning for it, because a similar thing happened with Black Ops 6, however that was a lot closer to the game's release. Since then though, other data miners have come out and said that it's not true and the cutscenes are not in the files, and I'm hoping that is true, but I would still be cautious on social media because you never really know. But honestly, I would have expected to see them by now if they had already leaked. Even trying to avoid it, they're kind of inevitable when things leak out. Anyways, let's get into the Call of Duty 2026 leak. So this is coming from the Ghost of Hope. Of course, take it with a grain of salt. Like with all leaks, we need to understand that it can be subject to change and or misinterpretation / misinformation. However, he said that it's being developed by Infinity Ward and is currently titled Modern Warfare 4. However, the 4 is instead written in Korean. The campaign is planned to feature both South Korean and North Korea in a significant role. Task Force 141 / SAS / Republic of Korea Army are the three major factions you play as to take down Makarov and Kony Group, who are doing false flag operations to start a third world war. Modern Warfare 4's story will follow up on Modern Warfare 3's ending, with Shepard being killed by Price / Soap being killed by Makarov. Game is currently planned to feature some futuristic tech / weaponry, but will mostly stay modern, so will not be as future tech as COD 2025 is probably going to be, with some form of advanced movements such as wall running, as well as of course what Black Ops 2 was, taking place in 2025, the current year. As you know, it was previously rumoured that the game would feature Omni movement to some degree. However, according to the latest rumours, that's apparently been removed, so it wouldn't surprise me if the original plan for this game was to be more in line with Black Ops 2 and tie in with the stuff happening with the Black Ops 2 sequel we're getting this year. However, we've seen that the Call of Duty shared universe isn't really working, so I wouldn't be surprised if they just ignore that entirely in response to that. This also gives them the chance that if people don't like the Omni movement / wall running in Black Ops 7, then they can market COD 2026 as being a return to classic Call of Duty and boots on the ground. Now, there's a couple points I want to make from this leak, which I am actually hopeful for. I think exploring Korea is something that we haven't really delved much into in Call of Duty. I think Advanced Warfare did a little bit, maybe Black Ops 3, it's been a while since I've played it. I think that alone will differentiate it to at least make the environments feel a bit different, because I am bored of the generic Modern Warfare games, and if this game is not going to be delving into the future tech that COD 2025 will have / Black Ops 2, then I don't want it to just be yet another Modern Warfare game where the environments are all just greys and browns and everything looks washed out and it just gets plateaued and overdone and boring, which has been a problem. You know, this will be the 7th Modern Warfare game to release. The franchise is oversaturated, but if they go the more Korea route, they have some beautiful cities with lots of vibrant colours. And I also think them tackling North Korea could be an interesting prospect, because typically with Modern Warfare games, they've been tackling the Middle East, and obviously that's a hot topic right now in the real world, so maybe they want to stay straight away from that, and this could be a unique thing that Call of Duty hasn't really tackled before. But honestly, I have no idea how they're going to do it. But the thing is, Black Ops 6 was marketed as tying into the Gulf War, tying in with Saddam Hussein, but he ended up basically just being a backdrop for the campaign, not really having any significance to its actual plot. And I feel like a similar scenario could end up happening with Modern Warfare 4, where they market it as being this cutting-edge, bombastic, risk-taking, controversial game where people are like, oh shit, no way they're going to properly cover North Korea, and all the marketing is centered around North Korea and the tensions between North and South Korea, but then the game actually releases and it ends up just being the backdrop and the plot ends up not really being about them at all. I could totally see that being the case and it being false marketing like we had with Black Ops 6, or like we even had with Modern Warfare 2019. Whilst people did end up loving that campaign, the way it was marketed before release, where they were saying the campaign would be super gritty and super gory and super scary and really have you questioning morale, I feel wasn't present as much as they made it out within the marketing. The people who got to play it early were saying they made them cry and all of these things, but then you get to play it and it's nowhere near as controversial as they were making out before release. The thing that makes me wary about this a leak is the fact that they say it's going to be, once again, about Makarov doing false flag operations in an attempt to start Third World War. This is a boring plot. It's been overdone. Makarov did it in the original trilogy, but it was done in a much more epic way, and it actually led into World War III in Modern Warfare 3. The risks were insane. It was like a huge Hollywood blockbuster. Yes, it wasn't realistic, but it was just so crazy and out there, and that's what made Call of Duty's name back in the day. That's what people wanted for Call of Duty. They would always joke about it being like a Michael Bay movie put into a game format. But with the rebooted trilogy, well, with Modern Warfare 3, of course, it was rushed out in a short period of time by Sledgehammer in about a year and a half, so they didn't properly get to expand on Makarov and make him live up to the hype of the original trilogy and his fear factor. I think the actor did a phenomenal job in Modern Warfare 3, however, the writing was inconsistent and it made Makarov not feel like a threat because ultimately he ended up not doing anything in the entire campaign. And then he just shot Soap and ran off in the distance, and then that was never properly followed up in the post-launch story, so it made Makarov just feel like a dud. I think that Modern Warfare 4 should start off with World War 3 happening immediately, because that was the point of the original trilogy, which they're trying to retread on, but doing it in a much less impactful way. And if the entire game is just about Makarov doing underbaked, underwhelming false flag operations yet again, and then we get to the end of the campaign and there's still no World War 3, or maybe World War 3 only happens at the end and it leaves on a cliffhanger for Modern Warfare 5, that's going to be absolutely terrible, because I think Modern Warfare 2 and 3 have just felt like bait to set up a sequel, and I don't want that to be the same case again. They need to do World War 3, but I'm scared they won't do it because of the shared Call of Duty universe, that they can't do a World War 3 because we know it doesn't happen in terms of Black Ops canon, unless they just retcon that or they just ignore the shared Call of Duty universe from now forward. I don't know how they could do a World War 3, but if we're playing another game where we're just chasing nukes around the globe and deactivating them and that's all the entire campaign is, but this time we're in a different setting in Korea, that's just going to be boring. We've done that for a game and it was terrible. Modern Warfare 3's campaign was terrible. Makarov was underbaked. His motivations contradicted one another. The writing, the lines, they contradicted one another. And ultimately, it led to nothing, and it led to setup for a Modern Warfare 4 that we're now finally going to see. So this game cannot just be a repeat of what the last game did. All of the marketing for Modern Warfare 3 before release made it seem like they were going to try and do a World War 3 yet again, like the original trilogy did, but again, it was misleading marketing to make us hyped for something that was inevitably not going to actually happen. So they cannot do the same again, and also, if they are doing some false flag attacks, they need to be impactful, like No Russian. I know that's controversial, and I get why it's controversial, but the repeat of No Russian in Modern Warfare 3 was not done as well. I already made a whole video when the game came out, why it just didn't work. But Infinity Ward need to take risks once again and have the goal to do out there things and things they haven't done before. That's the problem. They need to be taking risks in a way that they actually do things they haven't done before. They can't just keep trying to retread on old ground but do it in a worse way than the original trilogy did. They can't just retread on old ground that the rebooted games have already treaded on. So I'm concerned for this game. I think the Korea stuff sounds exciting, however, the bit about Makarov sounds boring because we already did it with Modern Warfare 3. They can't just do the same freaking thing again. How are they going to make Makarov seem scary? The only way they're going to make him seem scary, because they ruined his character traits in Modern Warfare 3, is to start World War 3 immediately. Have him do a crazy attack, a false flag attack right at the start of the campaign. The world goes into chaos. World War 3 starts the entire time. Instead of the whole game us trying to prevent World War 3, World War 3 is happening, and it just keeps spiraling and spiraling out of control. That way Modern Warfare 4 will make Makarov feel like he has weight and an impact on the world right from the start, because Modern Warfare 3 felt like, oh, he's not actually going to do anything, he's just going to try and launch nukes, we're going to stop them, blah blah blah. This is underwhelming. Now, in terms of the 4 being in Korea, I agree with what Hope said. He said it's honestly so much better than IV or III. It actually stands out and fits because of the Korea plot. Obviously, we're still going to see it pronounced as 4, and they'll use hashtag MW4 on social media / marketing posts, but it works well on cover art / marketing in my opinion, and I totally agree. I hope they go with this title. Like he said, people will still probably use it on social media. They will probably still use it on social media. Myself and other YouTubers will probably still use it in titles because of SEO. However, in terms of a banner and a cover art, it will make the game feel different than the others. Automatically, just because of that title, they can do the cover art in Korea with that title, and then it'll make people feel like this is somewhat different, because I think the biggest selling hindrance to Modern Warfare 4 is the fact that we had Modern Warfare 2 and 3 back to back, which were underwhelming. People are burnt out on the Modern Warfare franchise, so they have to do something with the marketing to make this still feel like a Modern Modern Warfare game, but with a twist. And this is the way I think they can pull that off. Now, there was an older leak talking about how Korea would just be a small part of the campaign. Well, it turns out I think that is incorrect. Hope says outdated or plain wrong information. Definitely didn't make it up though, because who would leak South Korea when making something up? South Korea is not a side plot though, and is a major part of the campaign, hence the Korean fort in the title. There's definitely a few missions immediately after Modern Warfare 3, but most takes place in 2026, present day, which is when the game will release. So yes, they're doing what they did with the prior episodes where it's going to be taking place in 2026, but there's probably going to be a few missions to fill the gap, either at the start of the campaign or a couple flashback missions, like they did with Modern Warfare 3. But yeah, lots of people are asking, why will future tech not be present in the game? Will they explain it in the campaign? I'm telling you right now, they're not going to mention it once. I really don't think they will. The best thing for them to do is just ignore it, instead of writing themselves into a contrived mess where they have to write away why it is. People are saying it could be because Price killed Shepard and it causes Task Force 141 to go underground, basically. Maybe they're working off the bug, so maybe their funding gets cut, or maybe they just work under the radar, and that explains why they don't have access to this future tech. But regardless, Korea would still have access to it, so that doesn't make sense. I think they're just going to ignore it, like I said. I am interested to see the follow-up towards Price killing Shepard. I hope they go a darker route with this game, where Price just goes off the rails. He no longer has anyone holding him back, such as like how Gaz and Soap would, and he grows into more of a villainous character, or an anti-hero, and maybe by the end of the campaign, he realizes he's gone too far, and he reels himself back, whether on his own accord or with the aid of Task Force 141 and his friends. But in this campaign, I think some people need to die. Whether it's Price, whether it's Ghost, some people need to die, just hopefully done in a better way than how Soap was killed off in Modern Warfare 3. Makarov needs to feel scary, and he needs to do that by killing off more characters. Honestly, I think they should kill off Price. I don't think they will. They tried to make us think he would die in Modern Warfare 3's marketing.
We have 2 missiles incoming. If you are there, get out.
He's killing civilians.
Visual on target. We need medevac now.
He wants a world war.
Which was so misleading once again, but I think honestly that would get people more engaged in this storyline. There's enough characters that they can do spin-offs. I know Price is the face of the Modern Warfare franchise, but at the same time, we need to start taking risks with this reboot. So far they've been playing it way too safe. They keep bringing characters back from the dead. No one dies. They need to kill people off for real, and people we care about, because there's no emotional attachment right now with these characters. Now, according to the leaks, DMZ is going to return, as you know, and also this game will finally switch to a new Modern Warfare engine instead of the current COD HQ. So this game should be a graphical leap, and the first one to not be on last-gen consoles as well. And even though we're still so far from release, thanks to the stupid Call of Duty HQ leaving all of the weapons in the files, we have a pretty comprehensive list of the weapons that are probably going to make it into the game. Of course, some could be left over or scrapped or held back for seasonal content, but anyways, let's go through the list. Thanks to Reality and Vondi for working out the code names to what the actual weapons probably are. So we have the AK-103, which is the Kastov 762 from Modern Warfare 2, the Daewoo K2, the H&K HK437, aka the Kilo 143 from Modern Warfare 2019, we have the Colt Model 933, aka the M4A1 from Modern Warfare 2019, the SAR-21. So those are all of the assault rifles. For the battle rifles, we have the SHAK-12, the Odin from Modern Warfare, the Barrett Rec-10, the OTS RM-277, aka the Cronin Squall from Modern Warfare 2, the Ultimax 100 Mark III, aka the Feng 82 from Black Ops 6, the Galley Ace, aka the CR56 Amex from Modern Warfare. Now for the submachine guns, we have the H&K MP7, the PM63 Rack, the PPSH-41, I don't know why this would be in a Modern Warfare title, but I'm here for it, the Stryborg SP9A1, and the Chris Vector. For the shotguns, we have the Winchester Model 1887, and the Benelli M3. For the light machine guns, we have the Daewoo K3, the Knights Armament LAMG, aka the Finn LMG from Modern Warfare, the Sig Sauer MG338, aka the RAL LMG from Modern Warfare, the Type 73 LMG, and the M160, a scrapped gun from Advanced Warfare of all games. Now for the marksman rifles, we have the crossbow, the FN FAL, the H&K G28, aka the MR28 from COD Ghost, and the Mosin Nagant. Now for the sniper rifles, we have the Jeopard GM6 Lynx, aka the Signal 50 from Modern Warfare 2, the Sauer and Sons 100, and the Izhmash SV98. For the handguns, we have the Banger Desert Eagle, the Glock 17, aka the X12 from Modern Warfare, the H&K HK45, the Daewoo K5, the Sig Sauer P220, aka the P890 from Modern Warfare 2, the S&W Model 500, aka the Basilisk from Modern Warfare 2, and the Ruger Security 9. Now for the launchers, we have the FGM 148 Javelin, the Carl Gustaf M4, aka the Strela P from Modern Warfare, the Milka MGL, aka the RGL-80 from Modern Warfare 3, the RPG-7, the RPG-18, the GM94, and finally, the only melee weapon listed is the Riot Shield. Of course, they'll probably have the combat knife, etc. as well. Now, this is a very comprehensive list, and I'm sure some will be mitigated, some might be a bit incorrect, and some might be saved for seasonal content, or maybe there's going to be some secrets. We're still a long way out from release, but let me know what you think in the comments of all of these weapons, and which ones are you most excited to return. Let me know your thoughts on all of these rumors in the comments below. In summary, I'm excited for a career plot, but I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up being misleading marketing once again like we had with Black Ops 6 and the Gulf War. I am not at all excited for the Makarov plot that's been leaked so far. I'm hoping that World War 3 actually happens. I hope it's not just a bait and switch once again, because once again that'll be very, very underwhelming. I would urge you, when the marketing does begin for this game, which obviously we're still over a year away probably, to temper your expectations, because the Modern Warfare 3 marketing made the campaign seem exciting. I was really hyped for it. It was all completely misleading. The campaign was terrible. And they are going to pull all of the tricks out of the books to get you excited for this game once again, like they do every single year. They will do the same things. They will make it seem like the campaign's going to be taking risks and be bold and be controversial, and they'll try and even bait, you know, people like Kim Jong-un and stuff to try and to respond to the game and issue statements to try and boost the infamy of the game. They'll try and make it seem like the campaign's going to tackle World War 3 when honestly it might not even end up being. They'll try and make it seem like Kim Jong-un is actually going to start World War 3. I think they'll avoid anything in the Middle East, which I think is a good decision for them right now with everything going on, and the fact that the last games have already done it and it's been well overdone. But I hope this campaign is good and it's a different take, as is with the marketing, and I hope that it's not just for marketing purposes that they're going this route, but there's a reason narratively they are as well that's new and fresh and doesn't just feel like the last Modern Warfare games, because all of them, to me, they just felt like different iterations of the same game. Especially with no Omni movement, the movement and the multiplayer is probably going to feel quite similar, so I'm hoping multiplayer-wise, they listen to the feedback from the last games, have red dots on the minimap, etc. again. They can't make the same mistakes yet again. Infinity Ward need to stop being stubborn. But anyways, enough rambling for now. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're not here for latest and greatest Call of Duty news and information. So anyways, thank you for watching, and bye.